Hello, Froggy here, and today we'll be going to the Warden of Nothing strike over in, the Dreaming City. That's where you can find it now that the Tangled Shore is gone. So go ahead and grab either 3 people or your favorite solo script and let's give this a go. I was able to get pretty far in the past, but I was missing one key element. And if you've seen what class I'm on, you may know what that is. We're going to be needing a little bit of Warlock Blink to get through this. So I'm just going to expertly move past these enemies here. There is a hole in the map around here, but I have difficulty finding that one sometimes, and I find over here is pretty convenient. Just going to pop heat rises here. It's not strictly necessary, but makes that jump a little bit easier. Lots of cool stuff you can look at here too. We're taking the short way round. Once you get to about this point, you can summon your sparrow. You'd be able to summon it right up here anyways, but it does save us a little bit of time. Now we just got to zoom ahead. It's always weird seeing all the trains in midair around here. You can see them drive by occasionally. Little intangible wall there. We've just got to get the end of this little stretch, and then things will get a little bit more interesting. You're going to need to cut over to the right here, because the left kind of ends. There are definitely certain areas you can just stand and watch the trains go in a loop. I would recommend taking some time to do that if you do come all the way out this way. I'm going to take a little moment here to stand on top of the trains. You can do that fine, but if you jump into the front of them, I think it kills you. Definitely for some of the trains, at least. Let's move a bit away from that noise source. So, as some of you might know, I am actually a Warlock main. I just spend most of my time on Titan, since it's so nice out of map. We're coming up on the most interesting part, right about now. This lift. It will pull you along and can do quite a bit of damage, but with a well-timed swing, better timed than that, you can avoid all of the damage. Or you could just block with your sword, but timing the swing right is a bit more fun. You can either swing out or use a Icarus dash to go up a level. There we go, I got the timing right there. Timing the block is much easier since you can just hold it. You'll want to avoid dying because there are some areas here which will pull you back in the map if you die at them. And we've made it to the arena. We need to get up there. There's various ways you could jump up that way. Oh hey, the little pickup sticks. Made a little short about them before. But anyways, the way I like to get up there is to simply run away from my problems. Turns out if you hit the back up here, it will simply whisk you up into the air, and if you put a little bit of your own jump into the mix, you can go straight up to the top. Let's try that again. Perhaps with a little bit of grenade action. Just going to activate my jump as soon as it carries me away. Maybe a sword swing for good measure. There we go. I just need to go forwards a bit here. And we are... Oh, we got enemies. Neat. We are pretty close to where we're going to need to do our single blink for the route. I didn't realize that blink would be the answer until I saw that's what the speedrunning community was using for this part. I tried all sorts of stuff like Titan slithering and various barrier pushes and even a nifty little thing where I used stasis grenades to form a ramp to smoothly walk up that part. But turns out we just need to blink right around there. As with all things blink, I would recommend switching over to Astrocyteverse. And naturally you'll probably want to have blink enabled as well. Just going to blink up there and sword swing onto the ramp, because you will die if you don't make it there, since there is a kill for that you are blinking above. There we go. Just gotta find some purchase here. Ah, yes. And now we can get rid of blink. That little bit is why you'll need to be on Warlock. And now we've got a pretty nice view into the arena. I don't know if there's any nice out of maps in there. I looked for a bit, but I don't remember if I found one. Just gonna work our way over to the descent over there. At this point it is pretty straightforward to get to the boss room. Oh. Got some random spikes over there. Oh, and random disappearing clouds. It's kinda neat. Well, anyways, let's carry on towards the boss room. Naturally, as you go along here, you'll want to follow the golden rule of out-of-map exploration. Act like you belong. I strayed a bit too far from the intended path there and hit a kill barrier. So let's try that again, but sticking a bit closer to the inside the map area. So, at this point you will find that you can't actually go all that far forwards. And that's because we're missing a load zone. If you die to that load, it's perfectly fine. You'll see in a moment that we can't actually go all that far in this direction. I just wanted to get this view. Pretty nice looking. Now let's see if we can go down the elevator shaft at all. As long as we get right up against the tube, we can travel down. Every once in a while you'll land on something, but just walk around the edge and you'll be able to keep going. But once you get to the bottom, you're just kind of stuck here. Inside of this building is where the final boss encounter takes place. So I'm afraid we'll have to go back into the map. But just in case, we might as well try a blink. Nope. Doesn't seem to be doing us any good here. Previously, I was under the belief that blink would always treat a pushback as a solid wall. But it seems if it's small enough, it does not. Just going to backtrack back inside. Luckily, you can die up there just as easily. I want to keep doing this until we spawn back inside the map. And we'll see if the rest of it works. Generally, when you've done sequence breaking like we've done, nothing quite works right. But luckily for us, this part does. Although we don't get the dialogue, so nothing to do but sit and wait and hope that the floor opens up. And we're good. Time to see if anything awaits us down here. Well, that sure looks like a boss. Now that's sure acting like a boss. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, I'm here. Might as well test and see if this will give us an Autorez. Alas, it does not.
What's your scam here, Drifter? You always
But
have
we do get the dialogue.
No scam.
And
My
the
party
loot.
just annihilated a small army to kill one
It isn't very
soldier.
common that you can get
You have an
strike
army?
loot without completing the
Careful
strike.
who you threaten.
No
I just
mission
wanted
end
to help
though,
one of my
so
favorite guardians out.
not going to get
Guy
any
can't
loot
do
that
that?
comes from
I thought this was a
full
new golden
completions.
age. Be kind to each other.
But
Am I
looks like
right?
we can get some weapons and
You're the sorriest thing I ever
materials.
saw.
anyways, let's go ahead and head back up and see if that's repeatable. A few deaths will get you back up to the drop point. And then it is a fairly simple matter to just jump back up to the previous load. You'll have to have everyone leave that zone for it to reset. But because this worked while we were sequence broken, it's probably going to behave a lot like Callie does in Last Wish, or you know, first and fourth encounters in Garden of Salvation. Of course, there are no wipe mechanics, so we don't have to worry about any of that. And just past this doorway, we should hit the arena again. And now we just need to go back and see what exactly we're dealing with. Behold, a totally legit chest. So far, so good. Now for the moment of truth. Yep. Looks like he's still here, so fully farmable and repeatable. So we didn't quite reach this area from patrol, but definitely as close as we're going to be able to get. Hopefully you enjoy the scenery around here as much as I did, and good luck with your explorations.